Hi everybody! We're going to take you on a journey from Lent through to Easter on over 6 sessions to find out who the superhero is and why they came to rescue the world. And this is the clue. But before we do that, we need to go back in time to nearly the beginning of the Bible, past Isaiah, to a man called Moses.
Hi, Sue!
Oh, hiya!
What are you doing?
I'm making pancakes ready for Shrove Tuesday.
Oh, pancakes? Why do we have pancakes? What's Shrove Tuesday?
Well, way back in AD 600, Pope St. Gregory declared that everybody through Lent shouldn't eat any animal products. So people, before Lent started, they used up all their ingredients like eggs and butter and cheese and milk, and they made something that's like pancakes. And we've carried it on ever since. And Shrove comes from the Old English word called shriven, which means sorry. And the two together happen before Ash Wednesday, the start of Lent.
Ash Wednesday? What's that? And what's Lent?
Okay, well, Ash Wednesday is the start of Lent. And Lent is for 40 days, excluding Sunday, and goes from Ash Wednesday right up till Easter Sunday. And some people in churches burn their palm crosses from the year before, and they turn it into ash. And then they have a special service where they mark themselves with a cross with the ash. Shall I show you?
Oh,
Yeah, go on then. And that's to represent that they believe that Jesus and God forgive our sins and we're forgiven. And ash is about also in the Old Testament, because in the Old Testament when people were sorry and said sorry to God, they would cover themselves with dust and ashes to show people that they were really sorry. And Lent, we think about God and about Jesus and how he poured out the love of God through Jesus as he died on the cross. So most people sometimes say they're going to give up something like chocolate or cakes, something nice. But lots of Christians these days decide to do something extra, like read the Bible more, or read special books about Lent, or pray more, or speak to God more and listen to God. So that's the kind of things that happen in Lent.
Awesome.
But now we're going to find out about the superhero. Wow. Okay. Well, superheroes had lots of questions, didn't they, about Shrove Tuesday and Lent. I think they learnt a lot. But now it's time to go back to almost the beginning of the Bible to find out about that man called Moses and the first Passover. The Israelites were slaves in Egypt, working very hard for Pharaoh the king. God had spoken to the man called Moses and asked him to rescue the Israelites and lead them safely to the promised land, a place that God had promised them, where they would be safe and have everything they needed. Moses had asked Pharaoh 9 times to let God's people go, and each time he had refused, and each time God had inflicted a plague on the people of Egypt. Things like locusts, boils, frogs, to name but a few. But this time was going to be different. This time God was going to send the angel of death over the land. God had given Moses strict instructions to tell the people what they should do to stay safe. On the 10th day of the month, they were to choose a perfectly healthy lamb or goat for a sacrifice to God. Then, on the 14th day, the lamb would be sacrificed, roasted, and the blood placed over the door of the house and down the sides of the doorpost. When the meat was cooked, they were all to gather indoors and eat the special meal of lamb, bread made without yeast, bitter herbs, and wine. The blood on the doors was a sign to God that they were the obedient people, and the angel of death would pass over their house, causing no harm. The next morning, when the sun rose and the Egyptians woke up, screams could be heard in every house as each Egyptian family found their firstborn son was dead, even in the palace and Pharaoh's son. Pharaoh was so angry, he let God's people go. They hurried to get their belongings together and left Egypt as fast as they could before Pharaoh changed his mind again. They always remembered that night and would give thanks every year to God, who had saved them from this, and this was known as the Passover feast. Just before Jesus died, he was in Jerusalem celebrating the Passover feast with his family and friends, just as the Israelites had many thousands of years before. And just like Jewish people still do today, they celebrate the feast, the Passover feast.